And ones that I thought were secret realms, but I like this is what I get from like friends that watch Alex Jones and stuff like that. Is Illuminati and Bilderberg Group, the 1%. Is that a secret realm?
I think so, because they run the show. They know how to control things. They know that going past certain numbers are going like certain flashpoints per se. A term that is coined in the DC universe, mind you, where they do believe that going past a certain flashpoint means the world goes into a different direction of history. And that's not too far-fetched for me. I mean, most of these, like, because of being a fanboy, I think all these, like, superpowers are different categories that are totally explainable and totally understandable. Like the Speed Force, voice manipulation, mind manipulation, and all kinds of different manipulation. I just use that as a coined phrase, as like, yeah, the Speed Force, voice manipulation, which is like Banshee and like Black Canary and Black Bolt. And yeah, these are all like just different types of superpowers that are everywhere. I don't know, I'll bring it up more, I guess, in the next little while, but yeah.
When you talked before about projection, can you project yourself into the secret realms that we're talking about?
Yeah, I feel like that is just a simpler term of saying projection themselves, like forward or like teleportation. I think calling it teleportation is just kind of overdoing it. It's too much of a fancy word, so I just call it projection. And projection skills of actually focusing onto another kind of plane of existence by projecting yourself. And why there's even people, even with like chronicled in the hysteric goats, basically remote viewing, while just picturing a place with just closing your eyes and meditating.
Well, play song here's Walkthrough.
Yeah. Hey man, where my real niggas at in this motherfucker, man? You feel me? Do the real nigga walk through for me, hey? I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? I done made a few bands on the walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. People don't know now, I don't talk to. Me and Parliament in the big hill boss too. Sitting at the round table making balls move. I done walk through with Gucci on my feet. Who got more money, you or me? I'ma walk through usually with my nigga Beverly that I got the tool on me. I done swung past security. What the fuck do you need glasses just to see me? When I'm coming full speed, got that V12 running. And I'ma jump the fence if I see 12 coming. Even if I were blind, I could still smell money. I can't trust no outside niggas, they could tell them. I'm the alphabet boy, cause I keep a L on me. I smoke good, throwing up my set in your hood, nigga. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? I done made a few bands on the walk through.
It's money over here, what you thought, clown? Play crazy while you high, had you knocked down. No frowns round here, bro, we all smiles. G7 just dropped, got all styles.
Marsh at the boy out when I walk through. Scarface 4, he died, did part 2.
How your people tell promoters that I'm coming, park me in the front, leave the shit running, here's 100, what up? Live your bitch like a coin, better call it, nigga. She got a thing for us, big dick baller, nigga. She bout to rock the boy Mike, tell it feedback. The realest nigga out my city, and I mean that.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Hey, why me walk through? I done made a few bands on the walk through.
just told you. We're talking about Fanboy's Secret Realms, and one of them is the Fraggle Rock universe. And when I watched Fraggle Rock when I was young, it was like really like off-putting. Like I didn't like it at all, and it was always on, and I walked away. I didn't understand why there's these little puppets. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't get engaged into it, so I didn't know what was going on, and it didn't make sense when I saw little bits of it.
I was more into seeing the freaking Gorgs. I thought those big fuckers were scary, man. They just were like fucking huge.
What were they, Bigfoots?
They weren't really Bigfoots. They were like, because they had facial features and they had actual kind of hair, but they were these big ass creatures. I mean, they were guys in suits, but they were like extra, like 3-4 feet. And they are a type of Sasquatch because they thought they were like king and queen of the universe. And I don't know, it's or the magical trash heap, which was just a pile of garbage, and the pile of garbage would rise and give advice and say, oh, you should do this or that. And it was more about seeing like the Gorgs and the trash heap for me. I could care less. Well, there was like those little misers things, like those little like green kids that were like smaller than the Fraggles. But yeah, I don't know. I actually, when I rewatched Fraggle Rock, I thought the Gorgs were like kind of like I thought they were evil, but not like completely evil. But when they were talking about like they were wearing like friggin' like wigs, like you know, like those like British wigs when you're like on trial or something. Yeah. And then they were saying, "Oh, we want you Fraggles to be our like slaves and do this and that." It scared the crap out of me. I was like, "What the hell?" I mean, if the kid sees this, of course they're not. Oh man, it's distorted. I thought it was scary as hell. I mean, these big mother humpers are saying, "Oh, Fraggles must be our slaves," and that's what they catch them. And it's scary about their size too, because the Fraggles compared to the Gorgs were like little like action figure size. Because when they're in their own realm, they're just normal puppet size. But when they're compared to the Gorgs, they're like, yeah, they're little size, like action figures. So they're thinking that, the Fraggles should work for them and just be their slaves. It scared the crap out of me. I'm like, no wonder I'm friggin' messed up from watching that stuff. And I understand why I blocked out some childhood memories.
We have a mutual friend who's like would say a secret realm would be aliens because he claims to be abducted. So like, there's I don't know of any aliens. Do you, or do you think there's aliens?
Well, anyone who has any illness like schizophrenia, multiple personalities. Yeah, I mean, I do. I have my delusions of like visitors at night, but I don't take them seriously. I mean, I don't know. I think the way that aliens look at other beings, that we could be aliens to them in a way. I mean, like I've always said, there's been dinosaur people before us. Like, and you can't call these lizard people aliens because they were here first. They were here even before us. And it just means they beat you to the punch. Doesn't mean that I don't know. It just seems weird with all the conspiracies coming out, and even there was this really creepy like videos image of this like it was at like the London Olympic like opening games, and there was this alien woman. He's just walking around, and it just seemed weird because there was only one of them, and it was just bizarre. I mean, you have these hallucinations in your head, but this is why you question what you watch. Like a good example is, like the house hippo. And the house hippo is like rat-sized. And it just walks around the house looking for potato chips and stuff. I have been doing this from time to time. Buying those like zoo animal, like those actual like hippo. Yeah, I have one in the next room I can take out. And it's actually the size of a house hippo. I'm thinking of maybe planting one in a friend's house and seeing how he would react if he did see it.
Urban Dictionary defines a fanboy as a passionate fan of various elements of geek culture. Example of sci-fi, comics, Star Wars, video games, animation, hobbits, Magic the Gathering, but who lets his passion override social graces. Is that true with you?
Yeah, because I just like stay at home all day and just basically like work on my computer, read comic books, read graphic novels, and then watch some certain DVDs and stuff like that. So yeah, I do consider myself a fanboy. And well, I don't know. I mean, I do go to certain comic book stores here and there, but I'd rather go to the like rummage sales and the bigger expos compared to the I mean, there's 2 expos in Calgary technically 2 times a year. There might be a couple more, but those are just kind of rummage sales. But there's 2 ones, like it's red and white, and then the big one that's at the BMO in Calgary. So you're living in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, do you even want to bother trying to become a fanboy like me and visit like these conventions?
I think it's too late for me. I can't suddenly become a fanboy. You have to be born one, basically. Well, I do want to investigate further into the secret realms and stuff. I'm interested. It's something I don't know about. It's the unknown for me because I went kind of a different route with what I read and stuff.
Well, if you want to like meet girls and stuff, it's a total turn off, especially with the pretty ones. And they'll call you a dork, and oh, you're so dorky, and oh, Mr. Ninja Turtle, don't come with me. Yeah, kind of thing. I mean, there's some really gross misconceptions about fanboys, and that's why, like I said, I think I did mention this to you. Any kind of like hot, snobby girl, I say, oh, nerdy girl. Because nerdy is completely the opposite. When you're calling a girl a nerd, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't know. It's more of like a word that could be one opposite from the reverse opposite. So that's why I use nerd. Because, I don't know, I had a really dirty girlfriend who actually tried to say nerd. And she tried to make it like goof or geek. And geek and goof and nerd. Because people thought Nerf would catch on like geek or goof. You call really gross people goofs or geeks, right? And for some reason, she kept saying nerd. And she thought it would catch on, but it never really did. It's kind of sad. So I call any kind of snobby hot girl, oh, nerdy girl. I hope that catches on. Like, cool beans. Everything will be fine. Cool beans all the way.
Village on a Mount. I've written down. What's that about?
Mina Pichu or whatever, like that place where it's I don't know, it was an actual ancient city in South America, I think. Don't get me wrong, I think it's in South America, maybe in Mexico. But this was built by like Mayan Indians and stuff. I always thought that would be cool to have that like be on a mountain and like have this little city. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting because it kind of reminds me of the Wuzzles. The Wuzzles were cut off from society, but like with these weird kind of bear and bee creatures and elephants. And they're they're spliced with different types of animals and insects. But the island they actually live on is an actual working town, and that always intrigued me because the way that the Wuzzles worked, like they were an actual civilization. I don't know. Do you remember the Wuzzles? It's a cartoon in like in the mid 80s, around 86, 85, well 87, 88, somewhere around there. No, but it was really bizarre because it had these like animals that were split with like bear and bees. It was just bizarre, but it was kind of interesting because the way it actually, I don't know. I had a friend who was totally convinced he went back in time.